Good evening. I'd like to welcome you to the Foul Player Land. As always, I'm your foul player. On this fine night, driving into New York City as we speak, as you can see, heading into work. And I just found out about an hour ago about the Odell Beckham Jr. Trade to the Browns. The trade was done for Jabril Peppers from the Browns, third-round pick, which was their second third-round pick. Yeah, I don't know if you guys could see. I'm heading into the Lincoln Tunnel. It was a third-round pick, which was the Browns' second third-round pick. Their first pick, which is the number 17 pick overall, and the safety from Michigan, Jabril Peppers. As far as the what the Giants, I mean, like what I thought of the trade. I mean, like first I'll talk about the parameters, or what I think of the parameters of the trade, as far as like what the Giants received and what the, of course, what the Browns received in Odell Beckham. I mean, Odell Beckham is at least the number 3 best wide receiver in the whole league. He may even make it into the Hall of Fame receiver if he keeps on the same track that he's in now. Having said that, I think that the Giants actually got a good deal for Odell Beckham Jr. And I mean, that's not a lock as far as them receiving a good deal, because that's interdependent on. I mean, that's dependent on what they do next with the draft capital that they have, and what they do in this draft coming up. It's no secret that in the 2019 draft that's about to happen in a few months, that the quarterback market within these new entries that are coming into the draft, it's a little bit slim. Everybody knows Kyler Murray is going to go first overall. I'm not a big fan of Haskins from Ohio State. And I think that the Giants could pick up a good defensive end with the number 6 pick if somebody jumps in front of them, potentially, to pick up Haskins. But as of right now, Kyler Murray's off the board going to Arizona, number 1 overall. That means all this premier defensive end talent and defensive line talent is going to be one step closer to being picked by the Giants. I hear murmurings that the Giants may move up to get Dwayne Haskins. If that happens, I'm fucking done with the team. What I hope happens is that the Giants stand pat, pick up a good defensive end or a good defensive player in general, because they have so many holes. With that number 17 pick, maybe you get an offensive lineman. If they pick up an offensive lineman with the number 6 pick, I wouldn't be mad at that either. So long as they stay away from a quarterback, suck next year, and be able to pick really high in next year's draft for the quarterbacks that are there next year. I mean, with Tua Tagovailoa, and there's a litany of other guys that are due to come out in the 2020 draft. But if they pick Haskins, I mean, it's going to be all for naught. I think Haskins has a good raw ability, but he's not. He to me isn't somebody who's locked down, build your franchise. You're a fucking dick, bro. I'm sorry, I'm talking to a driver. This fucking dipshit. Tell him something. I think if they pick somebody like Haskins, to me it'll be all for naught. Last year I was kind of pissed off that the Giants didn't pick a quarterback, because I thought that Eli Manning's not the future. I still feel the same way. Having said that, if they pick somebody in this year's draft, in Haskins, who I think is potentially worse than all three of the quarterbacks that the Giants didn't pick last year, it's going to be all for naught. I'm going to be highly perturbed. I'm going to be really pissed. For the Browns, I mean, like, I don't want to relish too much on them because I'm not a Browns fan. But I guess I'll leave that for the latter portion of the video. But I'm actually not totally dismayed on what the Giants got back, because, I mean, at the end of the day, to me, there was no real great package that somebody could have put together for a Odell Beckham Jr., but the New York media was all on Odell Beckham Jr.'s ass. Motherfucker, bro. It's fucking goddamn garbage trucks. Double parked. Fucking blocking my shit. But there was no good package that that they could have put together for a talent like Odell Beckham Jr. But the New York media was constantly bashing Odell Beckham Jr. And the New York fans were constantly bashing Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, like, and now, like, I'm listening to New York sports radio, and they're like fucking crying about getting fleeced. Well, like, people are always acting like they didn't want him here, and you know, I'm sort of in a bittersweet way, like, happy for him. I mean, but I think as a commodity, his stock was only going to drop if he were within the grips of New York media for another year, like, especially on a shitty team, which we were going to have no matter what happens. Like, the Giants are going to stink this year. Like, so when you look at what the Steelers just got for Antonio Brown, I mean, with, you know, to, like, with them getting a 3rd and a 5th round pick, us getting a 1st round pick, a 3rd round pick, and, you know, somebody who in Jabril Peppers has a decent amount of potential in a position that the Giants already needed with safety. I mean, I think Jabril Peppers could actually play free safety, even though he played kind of scrubby last year. But I think he has the ball, and I mean, at the very least, he's a good return man. But I think the Giants made out okay, given the parameters of, like, their situation. For the Browns, though, I think the Browns are going to be beast, man. Like, I mean, they've had a lot of good pickups in the last couple of days. I mean, they also traded with the Giants, for Olivier Vernon. I believe they got Kareem Hunt. They got, I think they picked up Sheldon Richardson, somebody who I like a lot as a defensive tackle, even though he's a little bit of a headache. But now you're going to team up Jarvis Landry with Odell Beckham Jr. And they also got, I forgot their other running back, who's a beast. Me and my son love him. But the Browns are going to have a squad, man. I think the days of Pittsburgh and the Ravens dominating that division are over this year. The Ravens took a lot of losses on the free agency market, and in addition to they're starting anew with getting rid of Joe Flacco. The Steelers just lost their best receiver. They also were playing without their best running back last year, and he's now lost for good. So you know, and Roethlisberger is only getting older. You know, with Baker, I mean, he's only going to get better and better with these weapons that he has too. So I mean, I think it was a win for them. Of course, I mean, I know it's a win for them because they're picking up the what's got to be like the number 1 or number 2 best receiver in the whole league. So I mean, kudos to them. Kudos to their GM, Mr. Kitchens. And I mean, now I put the emphasis on our GM, David Gettleman, who I'm not like really super confident in. But the one good thing that he did, besides picking, what I wasn't like, and mind you, I think Saquon Barkley could be the best running back in the whole league. But I also think that David Gettleman fucked up in not picking a quarterback in last year's draft. But he can make that all right by not picking a quarterback in this year's fucking draft. I don't want him to get desperate. I don't want shit to do with Haskins. If Kyler Murray somehow happen to drop, or we could get Kyler Murray, then I'm cool with that. I'm not 100% like on the biggest Kyler Murray fan. I just think that he's a little bit more of the business than, or a lot more of a better quarterback than what you have with Haskins. But what I was alluding to earlier, I mean, even though I wasn't pumped up about the Saquon Barkley trade, I was actually a fan of the picks that David Gettleman did make in last year's draft, with picking up the linebacker Carter, picking up Will Hernandez, the running back. I mean the lineman. There were a few other pretty good picks that he had in the 2018 draft. So with the draft capital that we have now, with the number 6 overall pick and the number 17 overall pick, also having now that we got a 3rd round pick because we traded away last year's 3rd round pick, you know, now he got a full deck of cards to go pick some good defensive talent, hopefully, like in this year's draft. Or I mean, whatever you find, we have so many holes in this team. I'd be happy with just picking up premier talent wherever we may find it. We're not doing good in any unit of this defense, so just swing away and pick any good players you could roll upon. I think that's all I gotta say in this video. I mean, I normally do boxing videos, but I'm gonna start doing more New York sports videos because I love New York sports. Besides the Yankees, big Met fan, big Giant and Jet fan. Love both teams. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do more New York sports stuff moving forward. Yeah, and I'm gonna try not to do them so much in my car. Like, actually, I probably should do it in my car. Like, fucking, hopefully you guys see me, or not hopefully, but maybe it'll make good video for you to see me kick somebody's ass on the road potentially here in New York, because there's many instances in which that could go down. Yeah, I'm out though. Thanks for listening, and hopefully you re-step into the foul play line with me. Peace. Have a good night.